Welcome to Hart, where we talk about video games, animes, and movies. And today we're going to be talking about none of those three. We're actually talking about a TV show. I don't talk about TV shows that much because I actually don't watch that many anymore, which is a shame because I'm probably missing out on a lot. But today we are talking about Welcome to Derry, an 8-episode TV series that just finished up yesterday, set in the Stephen King It universe. Now, when I was a young boy, one of my babysitters, shout out Craig, showed me a movie about clowns, the original It. And he showed me a movie called Leprechauns as well. And although that one had literally no effect on me whatsoever, the first one would have underlying or lasting consequences, whichever word fits properly. Also, around the same time, he showed me Twisted Metal. So clowns really were not my thing for a little bit. So the original It movie definitely stayed with me forever. And I had already thought the It remakes were good. I can't remember, I have to rewatch them because I can't remember. I think one is much better than the other, and I don't remember which one is which. And I remember one actually being kind of scary. Like one or the other, I'm just not sure which. And now with the show, Welcome to Derry, it does a very good job of blending that together, like the remakes together, along with the rest of the Stephen King universe. And it does a very good job of making you want to watch the remakes again, along with like Doctor Sleep, and even throws in like some of the Shining and Shawshank Redemption in there, which is very nice at just kind of giving you world building. That's kind of the nice thing about this show, is that it already has such universally known world building, so they can kind of throw this stuff around and mesh it together pretty nicely. The show takes place, it's in Derry, but it's in Derry 26 years before the Losers Club. So it's the Losers Club's parents when they're children. So their own version of the Losers Club is where this season 1 takes place. And you may be thinking, well, it takes place in the past, so we kind of know how it's going to turn out because we already have part 1 and part 2. So we kind of already know that everything's going to be fine in the end, but that's not actually true because of how the show structures itself. And the structure of the show is really good. It is kind of like spoilers a little bit, so I'm not going to get into that too much. Well, I might maybe near the end, but not right now. My non-spoiler review of it would be, if you like the Stephen King universe, I have no doubt you'll probably end up liking this show. Even though, yes, it has its differences from the book, as I've been seeing, but it really does seem like it's doing a very good job of being an adaptation, as well as the things that they do add actually helps the story, aside from holding it down, which is very nice. This being a show mainly of child actors, they all do a pretty good job, though, I have my complaints. I'm not going to be pointing fingers at the kids, because whatever. It is very funny, though. I think it's between episode 3 and 4, or maybe 4 and 5, whichever one it is. The kids visibly age. You can tell there was a pause in the filming for a while. I think there were strikes going on. So you can visibly see, these kids aged a year. And there was a very funny scene in the last episode, actually, where a character's hair has been brown the whole season, and it just randomly is black in one of the last shots. I was like, what the hell just happened? I felt so crazy. So there's little things like that for sure you can pick on for the show. But I do think that ultimately it does a very good job of making you want to watch the other movies, like It Part 1, It Part 2, Doctor Sleep, all that stuff. I already said that, but that's what I think the show does the best at. And they don't hold back. It gets pretty crazy. Every episode has a pretty graphic event, but later on in the show, there's an absolutely insane one, which is genuinely hard to get through. And I almost felt, I don't want to, again, I'm trying to not to do too much spoilers, but I'll have to get into it eventually. Okay, well, actually, I guess that's kind of all I can really say without it being spoilers. I'm going to talk about some specific stuff in the show now, because I just really liked how they set things up. Because throughout the show, you are getting, well, you kind of already know right off the hop, but you get tidbits of information of who certain people are. So you're able to say, oh, that's so-and-so's dad from part 1. Or, oh, this character's in It Part 1, and they're the old person over there. And you're able to make these connections. So you're able to make certain assumptions about certain characters, how they end up. And being able to make all of these connections through the timeline of the It universe really wraps up together very well in the ending, when the reveal kind of happens on... They literally tell you how the rest of the next 2 seasons are going to be structured. And Pennywise kind of reveals that he experiences time very differently than we do, because he is a god, a primordial being. He does not just experience time linearly. The reason why this show is set 26 years before the Losers Club is because Pennywise is kind of going back in time and trying to stop the one character from living, so that, like, he's trying to kill the one character so that she never has the one child who becomes a member of the Losers Club. And then that they end up killing Pennywise. So it's like he's going back in time to stop the Losers Club's family from being born, is essentially what he kind of reveals. But not exactly like that. But just with his little speech, you realize, oh, he experiences time differently. And then the kids even realize maybe he's going back in time to try to stop our relatives so that my kids can never kill Pennywise. So then it's kind of crazy as the viewer, because you as the viewer, you're experiencing the movies in a distorted timeline as well, like the movies and the show. It's not supposed to be viewed in chronological order. Like, I'm rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen right now, and you can watch that in chronological order, and it's like a whole new viewing experience. It's very much intentionally made that way, where you can watch it in both. But obviously the way that story is being told is intentional in its disjointed Pulp Fiction kind of way, where it starts not necessarily at the beginning. But in Welcome to Derry, you really can't, like, when all 3 seasons are done and the movies are out, you shouldn't watch it in chronological order. It, like, kind of wouldn't make sense, because you should know. It's almost like you have to watch it backwards. Like, you're following Pennywise's perspective almost through time, and knowing the certain, I hope that makes sense what I'm saying, because how Pennywise experiences time is not like how anyone else does. So he can, like, be in the past already experiencing the future. Like, if that makes sense. He can just, like, be in all places at once. I don't know if it's when he goes to sleep for his 26-year sleep, he can, like, go back in time, or, like, however that works. But it seems like season 2 is going to go back in time 26, 27 years, whatever it is, however long the amount of time is. Go back in time and try to kill the Losers Club's grandparents now. And even in the beginning of the show, the intro of the show, it shows, like in the opening theme, it shows different crazy events that happen. And one of them is a very prominent one in the book, where it's one of the worst major events that has happened in Derry history, where it involves an egg hunt in a factory on Easter. And that's in the intro. So the speculation is that that's in like 1916 or something like that. So the speculation is that that's where season 3 is going to take place, at that event, which makes sense if you connect the timelines because of where this is taking place and how it's speculated that season 2 is going to go back in time. It's definitely been confirmed with how the final season ends. I wonder if all of that makes sense if you don't know anything about the show. Because, like, that's what's the most fucked up thing about the show, is that while you're watching it, it's all these crazy things that are happening, and you kind of know how certain characters end up. So then when it's revealed at the end that like there's like time traveling elements almost. Yeah, but it's not necessarily time traveling elements. Okay. I feel like I'm getting carried away with that specific rant right there. Because there's even a couple parts where Pennywise like tells one of the kids how they're going to die essentially. And you're like, oh, Pennywise is calling his shots. Like he's telling him how he's going to kill him in the future. But he's actually already experienced that. So he's literally telling him that's what's going to happen, because that's what's happened already. Pennywise has already experienced this, and he can experience it again because of just how he experiences time. Like, it's so crazy, man. And again, just really how they combined all of the Stephen King universe stuff together was awesome. Even the character from The Shining, like, that was so cool. It's a main character, and it's just another tidbit of lore for watching The Shining. It's like a character in The Shining who didn't have that much backstory now has so much more backstory on them, which I love. Some people probably don't like that. Obviously The Shining's like old, whatever, but like The Shining and like Shawshank Redemption are like some of the best movies of all time, and now they have so much more backstory to them just with how all these movies are being crafted. Like, I just think it's so cool. So I guess that's all I wanted to say. That was a pretty good rant, I'm not gonna lie. I was in a flow state there, because like there's that whole back half of the show that does the reveal, makes so much of it makes sense. And now I'm kind of like, if you know, I said spoilers, so there you go. But you know, it's a lot of fun to have a show like that for me personally, where it is like a horror show. So I'm really into that. I've been watching horror movies all year. Turns out I've watched almost every major horror movie that's come out this year, which is insane. So to have a show come out weekly that I really liked, I really jived with it. And it's also tugged on the heartstrings, very emotional. Like, the one episode is just absolutely batshit crazy, and they kill off so many people. And even though they're like background characters and stuff, the whole event happening is just fucking batshit crazy. And then a main character goes and it just rips you apart with how that happens. And oh my God, it's just crazy to see that all happen. And even the last episode where I thought it started out really cheesy, it came together so well. Because obviously last episodes have they got a lot of shit to do. But they set it up pretty nicely in that case. Bill Skarsgård, however you say his last name, amazing performance as Pennywise. Like, just diabolical, man. Just absolutely diabolical. Man, I really like the show. I really, really, really like the show. I'm very interested to see how, because now that we know how season 2 is going to go, I'm interested to see how they fit it together, because there's going to need to be more explanation for why Pennywise is doing some stuff. So I don't know exactly. It's like we're doing the book in reverse is kind of what it seems, which is cool. Or I don't really know how the book works, but that's how it seems. Like, I don't think the book goes backwards in time like that, but who knows. Anyways, very interesting show. I had a lot of fun with it. All 8 episodes are out now, and that's it. It was great. I loved it. Cool. Awesome. So now I have to finish My Hero, because I didn't finish My Hero yet, but we'll do that. Okay. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And watch out for the clown under your bed in the sewers, because we all float down here. Okay, bye.